My 8-year-old daughter asked our moving company in front of 3 burly strangers whether she should pack her own things, or if the new family does that. Then she smiled bravely, like a tiny soldier, while a man holding our couch looked at me like I was a monster. Some background. We'd just bought our first real house after years in a cramped rental, and we were set to move in June. My husband Marcus and I thought our daughter Zoe was thrilled. She'd seen the house. She'd picked which wall her drawings would go on. So when she asked the movers that question, I laughed, assuming it was a joke. Then I saw her face, dead serious, lip trembling, doing that thing where she breathes slow like she's being strong. Sweetheart, what new family? It's okay, Mom, she said softly. The new house has 3 bedrooms. You, Daddy, and the office. I did the math. We spent that entire evening explaining that the office was becoming her room, that she was the whole point of the house, that families do not leave children behind like furniture. She nodded, seemed reassured, and hugged us. I thought we'd fixed it. The next morning, I found her giving her toys away. She'd lined up her stuffed animals on the porch with a shoebox sign that said, "Free, take one." When I asked why, she said, "Where I'm going, there probably isn't space," and patted her oldest bear on the head like a general sending troops home. It escalated with the precision of a military campaign, though I didn't see that part yet. She started saying goodbye to the house, out loud, room by room. Goodbye bathtub, goodbye kitchen where I ate 1,000 breakfasts. She asked my sister at Sunday dinner calmly, "Aunt Renee, if a kid needed somewhere to live, hypothetically, do you allow pets?" Asking for the kid. Renee called me that night in tears asking what was wrong with our home. Then her teacher requested a conference. Zoe had told her reading circle that she was transitioning out of the family due to space issues, and asked the class to remember her fondly. I sat in that tiny chair across from a woman looking at me with deep professional concern, and I wanted to evaporate. Marcus and I fought about it, our first real fight in a year. He thought we'd broken something in her with a move talk. I called my mother crying. My mother then called Zoe to reassure her, and somewhere in that conversation, and I need you to remember this detail, my mother apparently promised her anything she needed to feel secure. The notes were the worst part. One in my work bag. "Dear Mom, thank you for 8 good years. That's more than some kids get." One tucked under Marcus's pillow. "Dad, whoever gets the office is lucky." I slept maybe 4 hours a night that week. We booked a child therapist. I lay awake composing speeches about belonging. Then, the Thursday before the move, I went in at 11 p.m. to check on her and stepped on a spiral notebook that had slipped off her bed. It was open, and by the glow of her nightlight, I read in pencil, in her enormous crooked handwriting, "Mission, dog, day 9. Status, so close." Mom cried at the toy giveaway. Huge. Dad has sad eyes all day. Good. Aunt Renee offered me her guest room. Didn't need that, but nice. Teacher meeting equals jackpot. Grandma promised anything. Anything equals dog. Say goodbye to more rooms tomorrow. That one really works. Do not smile during goodbyes. P.S. New house has a yard. A yard with no dog is illegal, probably. Below it, a checklist. Cry a little, not too much. Give away old toys I don't even like. Checked. And at the bottom, underlined 3 times. They said maybe a dog after we move. Maybe is a no wearing a costume. Grandma's anything beats their maybe. I stood in the hallway holding that notebook, feeling my grief convert directly into awe. I woke Marcus. He read it twice, and his face did something complicated between fury and pride. At breakfast, we slid the notebook across the table. Zoe looked at it, sighed like a 40-year-old, and said, "Okay, in my defense, I never actually lied. I only asked questions. You gave your toys away. The bad ones. Your teacher thinks we're neglecting you." My teacher has 2 dogs, so she gets it. She's grounded, obviously, no tablet for 2 weeks. She accepted the sentence with dignity. Because here's the thing about our daughter, the negotiator. 3 days before we found that notebook, Grandma had already put a deposit on a golden retriever puppy. His name is Office. He sleeps in her room, the one she did the math on.